Shing02. Already? This is our last show, by the way. So, we're gonna enjoy ourselves, giving all we got. It's gonna be pretty interesting ride so far, but let's go. 3, 2. Nobody favorite you. Hit night to trip. Burn candles by the touch. They night is so fire. Cheer energy. Good time. Chee-Hoos. Bring it up. How's it going, man? Yo, so that song, First In, Last Out, is actually a computer science terminology. You know, first in, last out is just the way operations are queued and how they're executed. But I apply that word in terms of our culture. You know what I'm saying? First of all, give it up to Sonia and Middle East family for providing this beautiful space with ample, you know, extra padding, extra buffering. But see, I'm gonna connect what I said earlier. First in, last out. In a venue like this, there's always that first person that opens the door. First in, right? Usually the last person to leave, last out. You know, so you gotta give respect to people who provide spaces, who provide cultural spaces, who provide places of education, inspiration, and people who lay down the foundation. You know what I mean? How do you feel about that? I mean, that's the only reason we're able to stand on the stage, hold this microphone, you know, play with equipment, play with scales, use language. It's all based on someone else's work. So we gotta be mindful, you know, that whatever we do, we're gonna lay a foundation to someone who comes after us. Let's go. That's on the real too. Ready? 3, 2. If we can't make love, we can always make peace, can't we? If we can't make love, we can always make peace, can't we? If we can't make love, we can always make we're gonna take it down, all the way up the gate. We're gonna start it. Don't seem like you're king, guys, it's a new thing. Developing this new theory, representing me, connecting the soul's rest, taking captivity. Positive, not sacrifice, what it needs to be on victory. Only a quarter of a century. Come on, sing the last one. What's around the heat, they speak about the heat. Now what we saw, now we come on, settle. This one's called Love Sick Part 2. It was actually right after 9/11 happened. Much like a town running out of cities. Once again, now hate voice, God fear, love, young, struck with the building. Fight too young, every one down, every cap this way. Turn down to fight, it's like see black and see lost, countless people, down major on everything that made it weak. Worldwide, we got to live in peace. Worldwide, we got to live in peace like that. Thank you so much. Man, so like I said at the beginning of the song, that joint Lovesick Part 2, I wrote it exactly September of 2001 when, you know, stuff was going down and there's just such uncertainty in the world. Like, what is happening, you know? Even back then, all my flights got canceled. I was like, what is happening? But that's when, you know, Nujabes sent me the beat for part 2. And I was like, okay, let me just take a break and just write this song. And it was just a continuation of the letter that I wrote towards music, you know, that I had written, I guess, a couple years back for Love Sick Part, what became Part 1, because I wrote it Part 2, you know what I mean? So it's just all playing words, you know? It's just innocent raps, playing in character, writing idioms, but somewhere in between the lines, I'm trying to represent all the hurt and fear that people are feeling. You know, in my own little way, I'm just trying to alleviate that, trying to connect to the music. So, I'm just assuming the reason I'm up here, you know, what, 19 years removed now, I'm still singing this song, is that somehow that song connected with some of you guys out there. You know? And let me be clear, the reason we're standing here right now is we don't belong to a label. We never got distribution in the United States except for YouTube, MySpace, whatever back in the day. And basically the love of the people, you know, the people really carried us, not just amongst my generation, but then the next generation, and now we're, you know, looking at Study Girl and, you know, chilling and cleaning our rooms, and somehow we're up here. And that's just surreal, you know, and that's something that you cannot plan. You know, we didn't plan to be here in the midst of a lockdown or imminent lockdown. We didn't plan for any of these tragedies to happen, but we're in it. So we really have to break it down. You know, I wrote a post today. You really have to break it down. Otherwise, why are you listening to hip hop? You know, you need to break things down for yourself. Don't take anybody's word, you know, at face value. Like, you really got to investigate for yourself. You know what I mean? Like, even this health shit, you know, believe in your immune system and take care of other people at the same time. We can do both. We can do both. We can do both. You know, health is not black or white. You are never healthy and then you're sick all of a sudden, you know. You just have to maintain your health. Regenerate yourselves every time you take a shower or go to bed, you know, or take a nap, whatever. Eat, drink, breathe. So, here we go. This one's called Part 3. Let's go. Right now. Part 3 has kind of synchronized with what's happening in the world in me. Every time I'm rapping, I'm like, damn, this is like crazy. You know? Like, I'm very like amazed. Right? It's funny how it leads to put times in perspective. How the soundtrack to your life is perfected. Oh, whenever you are, feel the groove, keep walking and we're getting far. It's funny how they reach a good times in perspective. Got a soundtrack for your life and perfecting on. Whenever you are, feel the groove, keep walking and we can't get far. But listen, like a movie that you can't predict, like a book that you can't resist. I sing along song that's so sensual. Bring it up, sit to make it all so sexual. Verbally, that is. Making love to the beats, back to the beat at night. With the whole city fast asleep, out cold. True words seem to come to my lips, take hold of her. For the beat most powerfully. I feel free when the world doesn't know it to me. It's so hard to find the gift that lives after the building. Try to find a reason to work, God willing nothing. But thinking is wishful, like a star upon a child, easy enough to the sleep. How long do we have to stretch the truth? To live the lifestyle borrowed and overdue. We can take it all back to the register and start all over from the canister. Just break it all down in the piece and right. Don't miss the past, riding like an idiot, right? Throw me real, that's good to go. On the analog player, watch the Thank you so much. Once again, please give it up to the Chee-Hoos. Man, these are, close friends of mine, but these are some amazing, multifaceted, multidisciplinary musicians we got up on stage who are fluent in the language of music. Once again, Alika Lyman on guitar. Ethan Capone on the keys. Turntablist, Spin Master 81. On the drums, Dee Horn. On the saxophone, Nicholas Kale-Kini. A big shout out to our brother Will Tafolo. He had to go home for personal reasons, but we are the Chee-Hoos. My name is Shing02. Thank you very much. So, and last but not least, give it up to our last member of our band, Nujabes. So a lot of people ask me, how do you pronounce Nujabes? The answer, if I may, there is no answer. Because it's Seba Jun backwards, but Seba was a, if you will, that's like his alias too. His real name was Jun Yamada, yeah? So one day, even his family told me, one day he just came up with, oh, my last name is Seba now. As far as like the music industry goes. So he went by Seba Jun. And then he flipped it and said Nujabes. So just remember, it just rhymes with you the best. Is that it? Can we settle that? Can we propagate that from Boston? Correct everyone? Alright, so that was part 3. Now we're going to go into the second half of the so-called Hexalogy. Please enjoy.
Holy shit.
Even though Nujabes himself sent me the beat, it took a long time for me to convince, hey, let's use this beat for part 5, right? Because he would periodically shoot me some beats, and I would just comment on them, and of course we all have projects, so you know what I mean. He was just like one of my production partners, So I would kind of get to it when I really felt the inspiration, if you will. I'm not trying to be lazy or anything. So when part 5, the idea came along, we had just lost a very young, talented friend, and I was like, yo, I really want to make this dedication to him. He was a huge fan of ours, it was such a heartbreaking loss, But, at first he was like, I think it's too dark. It's too much of a departure from what we built with 1, 2, 3, and we were working on 4 at the time. But I really convinced him, yo, it's okay for it to be dark, because in 6 we're going to pick it back up. So I kind of gave him the homework for part 6, and I kept working on 5, which I was dedicating to this young kid, Jeff, Jeff Resurrection. So while that was happening, you know what I mean? I was like, yo, hey, what's going on? I'm going to come over to the studio, let's finish these 3 all at the same time, and then nothing. And month had passed, 2 months had passed, and then kind of find out, like March of 2010 now, 10 years ago. So gosh, yeah, exactly like right now, pretty much. I find out he was gone, and it had already been a few weeks. So that's the context of this song. First half is actually dedicated to a talented young musician who wanted to live, you know what I mean? And then second half is just another letter for June. And then part 6 is something that June had cooked up on his own and never played me. I found out after the fact. Only because he had titled the song Grand Finale. And I was kind of surprised. I never called it Grand Finale, but he wanted it to be. So I kind of respect his, wishes, and that's how it came to be No More After 6. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say after 6 comes 7 and 8, So here we go, 5 and 6, let's go. Yeah.
Everything is quiet.
thank you very much for listening through to the Nujabes medley.
Thank you! We're out there!
Oh my god, Southside. So, important figure in this whole textology is this guy named Uyama Hiroto. Uyama is his last name. But Uyama, he joined us in the second half of the creation, and he kind of brought the musicianship back in the Lovesick series, you know? Like, I was very much a student, you know, like learning like the musicality of it again, like learning the scales. But he's like a legit musician, much like these guys, you know? So if you notice, like Lovesick Part 1 and 2, like the keys are everywhere, you know? The pitch isn't really, you know what I'm saying? Just samples. But he kind of brought the musicality back into it. So I urge you to check out Uyama's discography. Like, he's got albums upon albums, which is very musical and very purely jazz. So yeah, so this is a tune by him called Southside. It represents our Hawaii vibes. All of us either live in Hawaii or from Hawaii except A1, and this is how we do. Let's go. Boston, let's go. We all get out of the way. Our evening's almost done. You got 2 minutes. Are we okay on time? Are we kind of pushing it? Okay. Yeah, because once we get out of here, man, there's no more live music in, I don't know, couple of weeks. Yeah, it's all good, it's all good. So yeah, I don't know, shoot. I've been enjoying performing with you guys, you know, thank you very much. And mind you, let me be honest, it's not like I listen to Lovesick all the time throughout the year, you know? It's like something that we get into the groove once we get together, and it's something different. You know what I'm saying? So, and I just kind of get in the groove and start to learn these intricate synchronicities, like I told you about Lovesick Part 3. It's quite interesting. So, we got one more tune for you. This is like one of the special tunes that we kind of brought back from the archives, just to do something different, you know. This one's a reggae tune. This who likes roots reggae in here? That's awesome, because roots reggae is like cousins with hip hop. You know, we have great deal of respect for sound systems and reggae and Cool Herc and how hip hop started and how reggae incorporated American R&B too. You all know the deal, right? It's much like Afrobeat but with Caribbean style. So this one's called Black is Beautiful. I wrote that probably when I was in the Bay Area. I was in the Bay for like 20 years, you know, and that's when I started. You know, I came to befriend these legends on the street like Hieroglyphics, Hobo Junction, Freestyle Fellowship, Farside. Those are my idols and my brothers and my peers. So, this one's called Black is Beautiful because we respect civil rights, of course. We are the children of civil activists. And also, I was talking to my Asian brothers, like, hey, respect your own roots, respect the color of your hair, your eyes, your eyelashes. You don't need to change. So, and people of all colors, respect your own roots. So this one's called Black is Beautiful. Let's go.
Live and direct, live and take no chance.
Spin that same one. Jump.
Coming is the DJ.
This is a tune called Marcus Bobby by the famous artist Burning Spear. Let's go. I said black is beautiful to me. Wake up. we got encore joints that you're waiting for. I might have joked about it last year. If we had played these two songs, you would have gone home right away. So we're trying to hold you. We're trying to hold you here. So this one, I'm not part of it, but I'm gonna enjoy it on stage because I never had the opportunity to do so this whole time. So in 2004, I did an animation called Samurai Champloo. And honestly, that was just, again, you know, credit to Nujabes. He just hit me up. It was like one of those things. I was like, okay, let me check it out. And it ended up being like, you know, something very special. So the band learned the song Shiki No Uta. You know that one, right? I have a feeling you guys probably have heard it way more than I have. Okay, so Chee-Hoos, take it away. So we got one last tune, like no joke, one last tune. Y'all know what it is. It doesn't need no introduction. Spin Master A1, let's go. This is jam, man. No rules. Let's go. This is it. Let's go. Let's keep it going. One love. Thank you so much.